everybody, and welcome to my Friday live show. I am so excited tonight with my guest. As you know, every Friday I'm doing this behind the scenes show, and tonight I have got, oh, that's not the picture I wanted. There's me. Tonight I have got the one of the most exciting people that I've had the privilege to meet in recent times. I have mentioned it on my Facebook, and hopefully some of you have picked it up from there. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm an author and I write romantic suspense novels. And my behind the scenes journey is all about finding out what other people do, how their professional lives work, and just really getting to know what goes on behind the scenes. Tonight, I have a lovely lady called Val Heart with me, and she is an animal whisperer and is known as the real Dr. Dolittle. I'm just going to give you a little bit of background information about Val. Because obviously it'll give her a great introduction. Then I'm going to welcome the lady herself, and we're just going to ask her some questions and find out what really goes on behind the scenes with her work. So you have to excuse me because I'm just reading from a little script here, but that's because I don't want to get it wrong and I don't want to give you the wrong information. So as I said, Val Heart, real Dr. Dolittle. Now she's been doing this for over 25 years. And she started with 2 naughty cats that she had that were destroying some rather expensive speakers of her husband's. And she learned how to communicate with these 2 cats. And from there, the whole process began. She's now created a 5-step system, which she says will work on any animal. And hopefully she's going to touch a little bit on that for us. And she's also going to tell us a little bit about other things that she does. And there's some things here that I will tell you, but I don't know what they are. So I'm hoping she'll explain. We've got quantum leap therapies. We've got, and body talk healing for people and pets, which sounds fantastic. She's got a website. She's got a fantastic giveaway for you. So all of that will come on a little bit later on in the show. So I think that's all I need to say for now. And I am just going to welcome Val to my show. So here we go. Wait a minute. Let's get rid of that one. And here we go.
Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you?
Hi, Val. You're on. You're good to go.
Excellent. All right. Great. I'm happy to be here. Thank you. And I saw Mark said hi. So hi, Mark.
Oh, did he? Oh, yes. So he did.
I hope I didn't miss anyone else. Yeah.
All right, so we've already got we've got Corinda, who is also sharing this, which is fantastic. Is Corinda somebody you've come across before in the community?
Yeah, he's part of the Be Live community.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Hey, Mark.
Okay, so I gave you a very halting, brief introduction about the information that you gave me. Perhaps you'd like to tell it in your own way and explain to us exactly what it is you do, why you do it, how it came about.
Wow. Okay, that's about 5 questions all in one. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
So, I've always loved animals. They've always been near and dear to my heart. And I hope that's true of you and at least some people watching in our audience. But, I know that if you love animals, that you can connect with them. We connect with them. They are sentient. They are intelligent. They don't look like us. They don't have to. They're not supposed to. What they are angels, guides, teachers, and healers disguised in different bodies. And when we learn to recognize, respect, and revere them for who they truly are, they make us better people. So that's kind of the basis of my work. And what I started with was actually show horses. Our cats helped teach me how to tune in, how to open up, how to connect, how to send a message, how to receive a message, and have a dialogue. The hidden dialogues with pets and animals is extraordinary. They think, they tell jokes, they have philosophies, they teach others, they tell each other stories. So there's a whole world there that all we have to do is learn how to tap into, and then it literally will change your life. It's an extraordinary experience. So that's a little bit about what I do. Does that help?
It does, yeah. And I just want to say we've got a couple of comments come in. So we've got Carmen who says, looking forward to this. So hi to Carmen. We've got somebody asking if they can be added. So I might kind of look at that a little bit later on. But for now, I just want to obviously focus on talking to you and asking you the questions that we came here to talk about. So can you tell us a little bit about your naughty cats and how it all came about?
Naughty cats is right. Oh my God. When my husband and I got married and we moved into this house, and he was a professional opera singer, a professional tenor, a tenor, and he had these giant speakers, and the cats were using them to scratch, as scratching posts. And, they were in danger of losing their life, if not their home. And and I had been learning how to do meditation techniques, and I'd been doing, healing and different kinds of processing and therapies and stuff for quite a while. And one morning, and I didn't know what to do. It's like, oh my God, stop it. It's spraying with the spray bottle and all the usual things weren't doing it, weren't changing it. So what I did is one morning I'm sitting down to do my meditation, and I downloaded this concept, and the idea was, instead of meditating and going inward, that I should keep my focus on the cats. And so I said, well, what the heck, why not? So I did, and I connected with them energetically. They were showing me images that I had no clue about. I was hearing thoughts, feelings, and we did this process together, and I completed it. And they never used his speakers as scratching posts again. They just stopped. And I went, wow, there's something to this. I'm going to have to look into this. And so, I started playing with it and engaging them in conversations. And, the next thing I started playing with was every time we would go for a little vacation, like we were gone for the weekend or a 3-day, or a holiday or something. When we got back, the cats would be pissed off and traumatized. My younger kitty, Tuffy Tiger, was freaked out of being trapped inside the house, and she couldn't get out, and the stranger was coming in, and who the heck was that? And so by the time we got back, she was desperate to get outside, and then she wouldn't come back for a day, or 2 days. And it's like, oh, that's not okay. And then my tuxedo kitty, Peach, she was the kind that would simmer with anger and find ways to vent. She would bounce up at me, a week or two later, bite me and glare at me, and then run away. And I would know that she was still unhappy with me. She had not forgiven me. And so the next time we had a vacation, a little holiday thing come up, I thought, oh, brainstorm, light bulb moment. I should tell them what we're doing, where we're going, why we're going, what we're going to do, who's going to be checking on them and giving them food and water and stuff, what I want them to do while we're gone. And by the way, they need to know when we're coming back. And so I had that talk with them. I told them. And then we left. And when we came back, they were like, oh, look, yes, you're right on time. How was your trip? Completely different story. They were like perfectly happy. Peach was like, I'm so glad to see you. My food dish is almost empty. And then Tuffy Tiger was like, I'm glad to see you, Mom. I want to hear all about your trip, and I'd really like to go outside for a few minutes. But she came back in like 5 minutes, and wanted to come back inside and snuggle and talk and connect. And it was like 180-degree change. It was just major change. So I started playing with it, and that was in like October, November of that year, 92. And in January of 93, I was hanging out with my good friend, Charlene, who's renowned for the body work that she does on people and animals. She can melt scar tissue. She can realign structure. She can do it's fascinating cranial sacral work. It's just extraordinary. And so I'm hanging out with her and her Percheron mare, this black beauty of a mare named Valkyrie. And it's just Charlene and me and Valkyrie, and it's a rainy, cold day, in San Antonio, Texas, where we were. And all of a sudden I heard the mayor say something, and it was just like another person talking to me. I heard her in my head just as clear as I can hear you. And I went, wow, I think your mayor just said whatever it was. I've forgotten now. But Charlene thought about it a second, and she went, yeah, that makes sense to me. Ask her this. Ask her this. And we wound up with this wonderful, very entertaining round robin conversation between the three of us. And at one point, Charlene said, would you ask her about this knot in her hip? Because she was working on this big knot in the mare's hip, and nothing she was doing was shifting it. I mean, and she's really good at melting knots and realigning and things. It wasn't working, so she finally said, threw her hands up. She said, would you ask her what's going on with her hip? And so I turned to the horse and I said, Valkyrie, what happened? And Anne-Marie, she took me into her memories, and she showed me where she was, when she was, what was going on around her. The whole scene, I could smell it, I could hear it, I could see it, I could feel it. And what was happening is there were a couple of men who were trying to load her on a trailer, and they were not handling her very respectfully, and she was very upset with them. And she wound up acting out, and she banged into this metal gate right there on her hip. And, and she's telling me this story, and it's intense. And at the end of the story, she takes this big breath, as horses will do, and blew it out. And when she did that, that knot in the mare's hip melted right before our eyes. It just dissolved. And it was like, wow, that's the most incredible thing. And so, it was like, wow. And so Charlene started taking me to around to her clients. She would introduce me, and she would say, Val can talk to your horse or talk to your dog or whatever it was. Usually it was the horses back then. I got my start with show horses. So she would introduce me, the redneck cowboy would laugh and laugh and laugh. And then she would say, no, give her a test, give her something to do, see what happens. And he was like, okay, I know. And so he would pull out a horse and say, okay, ask this one about this. Or tell this one this, and I would, and he was like, wow, that's amazing. He wound up being one of my best clients.
Wow.
So that's a little bit about how I got started.
Incredible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was fun.
So how did you, so I was going to say, go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
When you had your cats, and you decided to try and communicate with them. So when you said you started talking to them, is that in your mind you're talking to them, or is that vocal, or how does that work?
Great. I'm so glad you asked that question, because one of the things I'd like to teach you and our audience today are the 3 easy steps to send a message to an animal.
Okay.
Okay. And by the way, for anyone who wants more, go to learnhowtotalktoanimals.com, and you'll find the hidden secrets to communicating with pets on my website. It's a free ebook, and I think you will love it. It's fabulous. It's a fun, entertaining read. It teaches you the 3 fundamental principles for communicating with animals, for connecting with them.
Brilliant.
And then it also teaches you the 3 easy steps to send a message to an animal. So let me go over those right now, so you can. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing you want to know is that animals see what you hold in your mind's eye. They feel what energy you're resonating with. They feel emotions. Okay. And they hear what you say, and they hear whether you're saying it in your head or whether you're speaking it out loud. And the last thing they do is they check your body language. Okay?
Okay.
So there's 4 things there. What we're focusing on is the other 3. So what do you see in your mind's eye? What are you feeling? Because that energy, that emotion gives the story context. And then what are you saying? Right? What's the story? What are you actually expressing? In human world, we don't have to be this rigorous about communicating. You know, often we say things we don't really mean, or something comes out of our mouth that may or may not resonate with what we're really feeling.
Yeah.
It may not be connected to what we see in our minds, our mental monitor, right? We're very disjointed. Animals, I will tell you, animals think that humans are some of the densest beings on the planet. True.
Often, they would not be wrong.
They wouldn't be wrong, no. But you know, it's because we're so cut off. We're in our head most of the time. We're not really feeling our body. We're not connected. You know, we're not grounded. We're just like bounced around talking heads a lot of the time. And animals look at that and they go, "This is not right." This is like the Picasso world of consciousness. It's like we're skewed.
Yes.
So animals are looking deeper than just what you say. They look to see what you're looking at. What are you resonating with? Where is your intention? Where's your focus? And then they're checking your energy, because your energy tells them what the context is for the story that you're seeing and you're saying. And if those things aren't in alignment, you got a problem. They have a problem because now you are not communicating what you think you're communicating, right? So
Yep.
yeah, this is a great tip for everyone to use when you're communicating with a person too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
So basically, what you're saying is that everything needs to line up. So what's coming out of your mouth needs to be what you're thinking of in your head and what you're giving out with your body language. Am I kind of reading that right?
You got it. Thank you. Well done. Good. Okay. So, yeah, so the thing you might remember is to see it, say it, feel it.
Yeah.
So see it in your mind's eye, say it, so you're telling the story, giving the message, right? Sharing the information, and feel it. So feel what you would be feeling if you were actually experiencing it. Okay?
So if you're looking at a specific behavior, and I am thinking personally about my cat now, we talked briefly before we came on air. The cat that we currently have is a rescue cat, and the behavior is decreasing, but she does a lot of scratching and biting. So when we're standing making a cup of tea, she will be biting our ankles, sort of just kind of really, and it seems to be aggressive play type. And she was very, obviously, because she's a rescue cat, you never quite know the story. I'm not able to learn her story because I don't have your skills. But, she was very reluctant to be picked up and handled. And things are certainly improving. But I would love to know how you start to understand that behavior and how you start to approach it, because there must be a reason for it.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Animals are sentient. They're very intelligent. They have unique viewpoints that are all their own, right? So if I'm laughing at Mark. Okay, Mark. Good luck with that one. Your tea might be kind of yellow colored. I don't know.
It probably won't. Probably won't. Will it? No.
Catnip tea. I don't know. Maybe catnip tea.
Oh
yeah. But you know what we're thinking here is animals have their own unique viewpoints, so everything they do makes sense to them. This is part of the heart system I use for solving problems with pets. The very first step of it is to hear their viewpoint, to hear them, give them a voice, understand what their viewpoint actually is. And if you do that when you're trying to solve a problem, like with your kitty, then all of a sudden you know why she's doing it, right? And in the conversation, we can tell her back how it feels to you, why it's a problem, and invite her to partner up. Once we understand what she's thinking, then we can stop chasing our tail on expensive guesswork, right? Like the spaghetti, throw it at the wall and see what sticks kind of approach to solving a problem, which is great for an animal that likes to clean up the spaghetti, but not so good for solving problems. But let's be clear, let's be focused. Let's know exactly what she's doing and why, so that we can partner up and solve it together.
Yeah.
You know, truly, you don't really know. The other thing you said is that, like a rescue animal, they know their own stories. They know where they've been. They know what's happened to them. They know what works for them, what doesn't work. They have experiences. They have history. They know what they were taught when they were younger and what they've been learning. You know, so you can absolutely find out what their history is, what their background is. And with any kind of a rescue or adoption or even a purchase, you know, you need to have those kinds of conversations. Do you have a purpose together? You know, do you feel that you're supposed to be together? Does the animal agree to the house rules? You know, do they feel in alignment with what you would like to do with them? Or not? You know, will they fit into your household comfortably because they like kids and they like dogs and they like, you know, or whatever? Or do they prefer to be a single person pet, you know? They're not real keen on a lot of traffic, you know, and strangers coming in and out and a lot of commotion and upset. Some of them thrive on that, and others are like, oh my God, kill me now. You know? But it's like, no, I'll pass. Thank you. Next, you know, who else can I talk to?
I think with her, what I've tried to do, obviously, when we first had, I mean, we've only had her since June, so we're talking a relatively short, well, sort of 6 months, I guess. And what I've tried to do with her is be led by her. So very, I use kind of reassuring language, obviously try not to frighten her, that kind of thing. And she's funny because she spends a lot of time where we are. And there's plenty of places she could go and hide. It's not like she has to be with us. So she clearly wants to be around us, but she just hasn't quite got the etiquette right yet. She hasn't quite grasped that we don't actually want to be bitten and attacked every time that she's near us. And I would say that I am seeing a decrease in the behaviour, definitely, just by what I am doing, and I'm not doing it by anything anywhere near as you know, clever as you're doing. I'm literally just thinking, well, she didn't like that, so I'll try that, and just kind of trying to reassure her.
You're doing the guesswork. Yeah, you're doing the guesswork.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, so until I talk with her, I won't really know why she's doing it. We can do a little bit of guesswork here, and just from the brief moment that I saw her, you know, she doesn't feel like a scared kind of kitty. She likes to control her environment. I would be very cautious about playing with her with your hands or your feet or your body parts. And I would redirect her to playing with something else, like a feather on a string or, you know, some other type of toy, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, because when she goes for my feet, and it really hurts. So I've been just getting a bit of tin foil. I'm not sure whether you call it tin foil. You know, what do you call it? Aluminium foil, probably. Do you call it? Yeah, just a bit of tin foil. And so throwing that for her and just redirecting her to another activity.
And how does that work?
Actually, she seems to then go off and do whatever it is.
There you go. Yep. So one of the things you're getting here is you're feeling that she's not doing it because she hates you and is trying to take you out. There's more of a playful, aggressive kind of behavior. Yes?
I think so. I think, and Mark's asking a question obviously about the same cat. It's driving him crazy that every time he opens a cupboard, she jumps into it.
Yeah, because she likes to be in a hiding place. This is the same reason why cats will get in boxes. They like dens. Yeah, they like dens. They like caves. They like to explore. They want to see what's in there. It's part of their hunting instinct.
Yeah. So she gets shut in quite a lot of places because she's so quick and you don't realise that she's gone. And I sort of look at that as, like you say, exploration, that she's happy in her environment and she wants to explore and she wants to just sort of find everything that's going on.
What's in that hidden space? There could be a mouse.
Yes.
There could be food. There could be something very cool and the treasures. Who knows what's in there?
Yeah. And I'm hoping, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to talk more off air as well, over the course of the coming months. But I'm hoping that by reading your book, obviously, and doing what I'm doing, that eventually things will start to calm down a bit for her.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, go on. You carry on.
I was going to say, yes, go ahead and do those things, because those are the fundamental kinds of things that you need to do. But the big part of animal communication is to actually talk to her about what she's doing and how it feels to you. So this is a good example. So let's play the 3 easy steps game, right? Let's do this. So imagine in your mind that you're there in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And how do you feel? So freeze frames. It's like you're watching a video of yourself, right? So freeze frame, pause the video, and how do you feel? There you are, and maybe the kitty's over there. Feel good?
I'm normally sort of making myself a cup of tea, so I'm thinking, gosh, I really want this cup of tea.
Okay, so you're in your space, going to make some lovely tea, maybe a bicky and a tea. I like that. So, okay, and so we're going to press play on your video, right? And imagine here comes the kitty cat, and she's bouncing in there. So this is going to be, let's do the regular story, and then we'll backtrack and do the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And then we're going to shift gears and do the best case scenario. So this is what you're doing, and this is how it makes me feel. This, and then we'll say it the second time, which would be the worst case scenario. This is what I'm afraid of. This is why I hate this so much. This is why it doesn't work for me, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll back it up and say the best case scenario. This is what I would rather you do. This would feel fabulous to me.
Yeah.
I would be delighted if this happened, right?
Yeah.
So there's your story. So in your mind, see it. So here we are. You're making tea and maybe getting a bicky or cookie or something. Yeah, which I would be doing. And and then here she comes. And what she normally does is go, stock mode. Ooh.
Yeah.
Attack.
Yeah.
It's a game to her. It's a fun, her viewpoint. Kind of a fun game.
Yeah, and if you move your foot to try and get it out of the way, she just remains attached to it.
Oh, yes.
So you sort of end up with this cat attached to your foot as you're trying to sort of, and it really, and you're like, ow, that really hurts.
Well, and part of your reaction, you're ow, ow, and you're jumping around, and she kind of thinks you're playing.
Yeah, I can see.
I mean, she's playing a hunting game. She's got blood. She's got, she's going to take down the beast, and there you are going, crap, that hurts. So imaging that in your mind, and obviously we're laughing because it's kind of funny, but really it's not very funny.
No.
Really, it hurts. And so I want you to shift gears and actually imagine her when she latches on, blood, puncture, scratching, she's got that kitty body wrapped around your leg. And so freeze frame right there. How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel, I would say frustrated, I think, probably a little bit cross.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why do you have to, I love you. Why do you do this? Because it's not nice. Yeah. So, yeah.
Good. So frustrated and cross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Angry.
Yeah.
Gummit. Ow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So turn the volume up. Yeah. I mean, you're being very nice here on camera.
I'm always nice.
What do you really say? What are you really thinking?
Yes. Sometimes there are a few choice words, yes.
That should be. But yeah, so keep your focus on the scratching, the bloodying you. Ow! It's almost a betrayal of your trust. You can't trust her. You don't know if she's going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, you're not her prey. You're her caregiver. You're the one that's giving her food. You've given her shelter. You love on her. You get special toys for her, like the little foil ball. You care about her. You brought her into your life. And this is how she's repaying you, by hurting you.
Yes.
Hurt her? No. She hurts you. And this is not okay. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's the first story. Well done.
Excellent.
Second story. Worst case scenario. What are you most afraid of? So what are you afraid might happen if she keeps doing this and maybe escalates it and gets worse? And she's not just doing it to you.
Yeah, I obviously, in the back of my mind, I worry about the children.
Yes.
But I have to say, and I found this with our other cat as well. I mentioned to you briefly before we came on air that my youngest son is disabled. And am I right in thinking that pets instinctively know that about people? Because her demeanor around him, they fight over the same toy. And it's so funny to watch. But it's ever so interesting because when I go to her, she's normally got her claws out and she's sort of ready to go. Whenever he touches her, her claws are in. And that always reassures me because I don't think she's going to hurt him because she senses that he's different. Am I right in thinking that?
You are, yes. She accepts him for where he is and who he is. Again, remember, she's watching his mind, his feelings, his energy, what he says, and his body language. And that tells her everything she needs to know about your son, about what he needs, how to play with him, how to interact with him. And I have to say, she has a fondness for him, as you probably noticed. It seems to me that they have a purpose together. So
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Our other cat used to be upstairs, and when he was downstairs, and their paths didn't really cross.
Yeah.
But she's not. She doesn't. I mean, she doesn't actively spend time with him, but she doesn't avoid him. Okay. And you can see that she will be like, "No, this is my toy, and I want to play with it now, and it's my turn to play with it." And it's fascinating interaction to watch. And I noticed it today because I deliberately reached for her paw. And as soon as it was me that reached for her paw, the claws came out. But as soon as he reached, it was just a soft pad.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's okay for him to play with her, not okay for you to.
Yeah.
He's telling you to back off. Clear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd say there might need to be some repair of your relationship together. She's really quite bit fierce with you. So
yeah, it can be, yeah.
Yeah. So back to the 3 steps.
Yeah.
Right. 3 steps, 3 stories. I like that. See it, feel it, say it.
Yeah.
So worst case scenario, this is how we explore the consequences of their behavior and tell them things they don't know. And also help them make sense of what we're resonating with when we're fearful or concerned or nervous or anxious or worried or tense, right? That's why we're upset about this, and partly because in our mind we're spinning the story about what if she nailed one of the kids? What if she tripped me and I fell and broke my head or something? What if, we fill out that story? She's not aware of any of that until we tell her and make it clear. So the worst case scenario then would be, there you are making tea, having a lovely day, and here she comes stalking you and nails you, right? What if there's a child in there? What if she scares you or hurts you so badly that you tripped and fell?
Yeah.
You fell, broke your arm, right? broke your hip, broke something.
Yeah.
What if you landed on her?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, make it even more specific to
Yeah.
danger here. What if you
Yeah.
fell on her?
Yeah.
Ow! Oh my God! Right?
Yeah.
Um, what else? Did I miss something? What else would and how would this make you feel?
Yeah, and I think, and the other thing that sort of worries me as well, which is obviously the hurt for anybody or for me or for her is a big thing. But then I sort of think, what if she doesn't like us and she doesn't come back? You know, she runs away and doesn't come home. That's in the back of my mind as well.
Good, excellent, well done. So maybe you fall and scare her, and and you're bloody and you're screaming and broken and whatever, and she's like, "Wah!" and she leaves, and now she's on the street and she's homeless again, and she gets lost, and maybe she gets run over, or maybe some bad person hurts her, or God knows what. And how would you feel if that happened?
Exactly. Yeah.
It would be horrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would break Mark's heart.
Yeah.
And then another piece to this too is what if you got sick? Cat scratch fever. What if you got infected?
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people land in the hospital. Cats bite or scratch them and they wind up in the hospital. Some of them die. That's why this is so serious and so important.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me how you would feel in this scenario. How would it feel?
Absolutely devastated.
Yes, thank you.
Because and you would feel, I suppose I would feel a bit betrayed as well, because I've tried to do good by bringing her into a warm and loving home and giving her everything she wants.
Yes.
And you would feel that to have really injured somebody.
Yes.
Especially if it
wasn't just
very, very serious.
Yes.
Yeah. You would, if you viewed it as a person, you would be thinking, how dare you? So yeah, that would be devastating. Yeah.
Good. And if it was a child?
There's no words, is there really?
So feel that for just a moment, Anne-Marie. So image the horror of that nasty, awful situation. That's what you're afraid of.
Yeah.
So far, everyone's gotten through it. Nobody's died, and and stuff. Which is, thank God. But this is what could happen. This is why it's important.
Yeah.
This is why it's important. Okay. Shake that off. Let it go.
Okay.
Okay, let's rewind the video. Let's start over. This is the best case scenario.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Here you are. Tea. In the big tea in there. Oh my God, what a happy day. And then here she comes. What do you want her to do? What would you love her to do?
Oh, just obviously rub against, and she does do this quite a lot, rub against my legs. She does do that a lot. She gets underneath your feet so you fall over her. But and just want to become, I mean, I would love more than anything to be able to pick her up, and she's getting better, but for her to be happy to be picked up, to be cuddled. Eventually I'd love for her to sit on my lap or even sit next to me and just want to be, that would be, so for her to come up and know that I'm not about to get attacked.
Yeah.
Would be lovely.
And it would feel really lovely. How else would it feel?
Oh, I would feel like really warm inside, and it would just make me feel just like I just feel really loved, and I just feel really, like we'd got a really special relationship, and it would just be, really incredible.
Yeah. I'm thinking you would know that you made the right decision bringing her home.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that she's a wonderful addition to your household.
Yeah.
She's helping you with your family. And she's showing you a little spot of appreciation.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks, Mom, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
a bit of appreciation, a little bit of, just a connection, a bonding, a feeling of affection would kind of make it all worthwhile, right? It would be like, yeah, this is why I even have you here.
Because I just love, I love cats. I always have done. Having one around, just, because obviously life can be stressful. There's a lot going on, and I think to have that fluffy companion, if you like, that can just make you feel all warm and cuddly inside.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful. So you're wanting her to help you, give you the gift of helping you feel warm and cuddly inside. Yeah. And, and knowing what we've already learned here, which is that she's really here for Mark. And that it's still okay for her to show affection to the rest of the family. And soft paw is really appreciated, right? A soft paw, soft paw, not hurting. We don't have fur like kitties do, so it's really easy for her to hurt you. Soft paw, she already knows that. She's been willful in attacking, so. But that's what you really want, and so that's the best case scenario. That's what you would tell her, and we did. So I'm curious to see what happens after I got. And those are the 3 steps. And so get their attention and connect, which is that's I teach that in the beginning course for the Learn How to Talk to Animals. The beginning course is more about how to receive messages, how to open a dialogue, so you're really in an open conversation. But these first steps are really important, and they're how to send a message. So get their attention as best you can, and that doesn't mean you grab them by the ears and stare in their face. Don't do that. But just feel your connection. Feel that, tell her, so I have something important to share with you, and she'll cock an ear. She'll give you a glance. She'll listen. And then just tell her your story. See it, feel it, say it, and then you can act it out if you want to. But see it, feel it, say it, and then do the regular conversation, the regular scenario, so that you can explore what happened. You could do the worst case scenario, which is exploring the consequences of what you're most afraid of, what gets you the most, what you're so worried about, and then finish with the positive, which is, what's the best case scenario? What would I love for you to do? What would be like, oh my God, that's so fabulous. It's wonderful. It's so warm and fuzzy and loving and kind, and it just changed my whole life. I mean, if you did that would be just the most incredible thing in the world, right? So there you go. And then that's your assignment. So continue to tell her the best case scenario, to encourage her to go that direction. Often people, when you're going through this exercise, often you will pick up their thoughts. You're going to pick up a concern. You're going to hit a kind of sticky point, because this isn't mind control. This isn't magic. This is, I can't reach out and make your cat do what you want her to do. I wish I could. I've had people say, "Can you do this with children and husbands?"
Oh yes, I think we'd need more than an hour, wouldn't we?
At least, but the point is to engage in a conversation with an intelligent being, so that they can make a different choice. And so that we can learn what's driving the behavior, so that we can change. Often we're the ones that need to change. So there you go. For anyone else that wants more to this, go get the Hidden Secrets to Communicating with Pets book at learnhowtotalktoanimals.com.
Yeah,
a lot more about it.
There we go. I'll pop that back on.
Oh,
no, as I say, I have put them on briefly as you've been talking, so hopefully people have picked those up. But if anybody has missed them, and obviously for people watching on replay and everything, I will make sure I put all of Val's links in the comments as well, so you can get hold of her. I'm definitely going to be going and getting my free ebook, and obviously I've been very privileged to be able to have a live consultation and lesson today, and I am going to go away and I'm going to have a little chat with her. And we will see. And I do, you know, as I said to you earlier, I can see some changes in her behaviour. And obviously we don't know, do we, what well, you would know obviously, but I don't know as yet, you know, what has caused her to react that way.
Yes.
But
that's the part of receiving her communication back. So that's the two-way dialogue. That's the hidden dialogue back and forth. But this will help. This is definitely the right step to let her understand what your viewpoint is, you know, and how it feels on your side. What's not working for you and why, and what you would rather have happen. So
incredible. And I think one of the biggest things that I'm going to take away from this was what you said, that animals think that humans are quite dumb, really. And it's
surprise, they're right.
Yeah. But unless somebody points that out, we tend to have. It's interesting actually, and I will wrap this up shortly because obviously I know we've run over time and I'm taking up your precious time. But I actually had a conversation with a jockey, a race jockey, and I asked him the question because I always thought to myself, how on earth do you transport a horse? Because obviously they take them all over the world. So I said, if you're taking a horse to, you know, somewhere that you would have to fly, how do you do that? And he said, oh, well, we put them on a plane and off they go. Obviously, specially adapted planes, I presume. And I said, well, do you sedate them or anything? He was like, no, we just put them on a plane and they go. And I was like, isn't that stressful for them? And he said, oh, no, they're, you know, they're not really that intelligent. They, you know, and that always kind of, that struck me. Because I always, whenever I see horses in horse boxes and things like that, and I always think that must be quite stressful for them. So I guess what you're saying really, if I'm summing this up correctly, is that if we treat them like we would wish to be treated, so we clue them in on what's happening and we reassure them and we tell them that it's okay, then it's going to be a lot easier for them.
That's the right direction. And it's not so much about what we think is okay, but telling them enough so that they know it's okay. So, you know, answering their concerns, addressing their questions, helping them understand why this is important and why we're asking them to do it. Listening for their feedback, you know, are they not okay with this because they're not feeling well, or they don't want to go, and it makes sense, you know, or they're afraid about what's on the other side, or what the actual plane ride is pretty intense.
I can imagine.
Loud, it can get cold if the plane bounces, which they do. I remember working with a really expensive dressage horse that they shipped in from Germany. They flew in, and by the time the horse got here, it was not the same horse anymore. It was badly behaved. It wasn't able to do some of the moves that, you know, that it had been taught. It was not bonding. It was miserable and depressed and not happy. It was very ill. And when they finally brought me in to work with the horse said the trip over was horrible. You know, I fell, I banged my head, I bruised this, I fell over here. You know, I was in a nightmare situation for hours. And I was jerked away from my home and my family and my loved ones and my friends. I didn't even get to say goodbye. Where the heck am I? Why am I here? What am I supposed to do now? You know, and it wasn't until we had that conversation that the horse was able to let go of some of the past and understand what had brought it to this place in time. And after that, it started bonding with this person. It started coming back. It started getting well. And it started showing some interest in its surroundings. It made new friends. You know, it was huge. So, you know, you can't just grab, like, it's like grabbing a child out of a family, throwing them on a plane in a box and shipping them over there, and then expecting them to perform like they're stupid or just a machine. They're not.
No.
So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's it's horrifying.
Yeah. It's incredible that you've been able to gain that insight into animals, and you've obviously been able to share it with the people that you share it with, and obviously share it with us today. And I am definitely going to keep in touch with you, and I'm going to keep you posted, and I'm going to tell you how she's doing.
Excellent.
And I'm definitely going to download your free book, and it's been absolutely brilliant. And I really am I'm so happy that you came on and that you chatted to us and that you gave up your precious time. It's been brilliant. So thank you ever so much, Val.
Thank you.
And like I said, I will put all the links and everything in the comments as well. So if anybody wants to pick up the ebook, which I am definitely doing, then obviously the links will be there for that as well. So thank you ever so much, Val. Thank you everybody for watching. We are going to wrap it up now because we've had far too much fun and we've run over time a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
But I could talk to you for hours. I literally could, and it's been a real pleasure to have you on the show. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for supporting us. And thanks again, Val. Have a lovely Christmas.
Thank you. You too.
Yes, and I shall keep in touch. Okay. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.